Yo, hopefully you can hear me and it's a new day. Sorry, I've been on for quite a bit. I think it's been actually a full week since the last time I streamed, and that's entirely my fault. It's just my life is crazy busy. Like when we're talking about moving into the new year, I had no idea that the farm, this couple side businesses, kids homeschool, all of that compounded on me real fast. And on top of that, Florida is like wet and cold right now, and I do not do wet and cold. I do hot and cold, I do hot and sweaty, I do Bahamas beach sand, but I do not do cold and wet. So my entire property right now is muddy. It's full of leaves. I still haven't mowed the lawn in maybe a month. It's an actual freaking disaster. And so that's another thing that's been piling up on my things to do. So I haven't been on stream, and there's a lot that goes into that. So like I said before, actually, we got some interesting stuff happening here on the chart, but I'll get to that in a second. So if you are new, if you're just now kind of like trying to figure out what it is and why I'm on stream, our challenge is 1 year to prop firm trading to purchase a house. So we're going to go from prop firm trading capital, $150,000 account challenge, and see what we can do. With the transparency factor being such an issue right now, for me, making sure that we're showing the account, showing what's happening, and just being completely transparent through all of this journey, so that you can see that it is possible. If you manage your capital well, if you manage your risk well, you have a good trading plan, you can build enough income to go put a down payment on a house, buy a flip, get hard money, invest in something that's long term. And I'll say it again and again and again every single live stream: real estate is the best tool for wealth building, and we can argue until we're blue in the face, and you'll still be wrong on that fact. I've been in real estate for 20 years, a broker in real estate for almost 12, and I can tell you that it has significantly changed my life. So the moment that you can start moving into doing real estate functions, being in that industry and somehow, or participating in real estate, is the moment that you'll realize that wealth is at your fingertips and you can build that consistently. So where I'm at right now, here's where we are. So the charts here, so you can see I've changed my broker. I was on TradingView, and it kept crashing. So I tried to stream all last week. I went online, had it all set up, streamed, did some changes, streamed, and it just continued to crash. And what I have found out is that TradingView is crashing my streaming platform. So I don't know why that works out, but my TradingView desk app, when I open that simultaneously with OBS and I run it for 15, 20 minutes, everything just crashes. And so every time I would get halfway through a stream, it would crash, we'd miss the trade, everything was going haywire. So what I did is I started a new Top Step combine, and we pushed it over into the Motive Wave Rhythmic platform, which is what I trade all my live accounts on anyway. So I trade through Edge Clear on the Phillips Capital as my money broker, and I use Motive Wave through the Edge Clear Pro X platform, which is the same. It's Motive Wave. So all of my charts were already set up like this, and it made sense for me to go and make this move. But for whatever reason, I'd been using TradingView from the migration to when I was trading Forex to now, and this is where we're at. So anyway, this is a brand new trading combine. If I can pull up the browser for you, let's do that. How about let me get this pulled up. I'll show you the new account, so that way you can see pretty clearly what's going on. Let me log in here. Log in. I'm gonna hit update. Well, you're not gonna be able to see my browser because my stream is set up funky. Let me get this turned on, and it's not gonna let me do it. All right, I'm gonna post that as a post, but basically what the heck? This should be a browser right in front of my face, right in front of the Pinocchio painting. Anyway, so I'll show you kind of what it is. We've got the old trading account, if you watch the previous videos and you're following along, which ended in 398, and that was the TradingView, the TST Top Step Trader account. And I started a new one, and that is going to be ending in 5033, and it's actually an S1 January 12th 5033 through Rhythmic. So it's going to be on the Motive Wave platform, and I'll have to post that because it won't let me throw this up on stream because my memory on my computer sucks. So unfortunately, this is where we're at. I'm just going to show it to you down here. If I can pull this screen all the way up and get this back on here, you can see the accounts. So here's the new account for Top Step. This is the practice account, Practice Jan, and then this is the new Top Step account. I guess this is what happens if you're in Rhythmic. This is the new naming profile that it does. But anyway, I traded some yesterday and last night during the Asian sessions, and we're up $515 in this account currently. Last night I traded a little bit and we're up 140 because of that, with the China news coming out and how that kind of affected things. So I'm expecting that to continue to affect today unless we get pushed around by economic news. And yeah, so basically here's where we are right now. And I'm going to go ahead and show you, I think we're setting up for a pretty great trading day. So let's get into the charts. Here's the actual strategy and the actual plan. All of the data and the spaghetti models that I use is exactly the same. So if you're looking at this chart, on the right hand side is a 1 minute chart with the Dow companies YM pulled up, and on the left hand side is a 5 minute chart. This is how I trade. I trade based off of 5 minute indicators or levels, and I use the 1 minute to inform my actual entries and exits based on momentum or force. And we use the same physics principles, which is force equals mass times acceleration. And when you start thinking about the market in terms of things that have already existed, like principles of physics and laws, some of the way that the market moves according to human behavior starts to make a lot more sense. So as you can see on here, we've got the spaghetti model set. We got a nice cross on the 5 minutes, so this is a good push. And on Motive Wave, actually, I've got a custom indicator that I coded in here that actually will give me a delayed Basically, it gives me a delayed buy sell on the 5 minute, and you can kind of see how it's set up over here. Oh, come on. So you can kind of see basically it's a simple crossover buy sell indicator with a couple of offsets that I have in and some standard deviations that I have added to it to give me a more accurate depiction of what's happening in the market for long-term moves. I don't trust crossovers as much, but this at least gives me a picture based on my trading rules and my trading styles on what's going to happen next. And it helps me stay out of trouble. So it actually keeps me from entering, like right now, it keeps me from entering into something. So if we're looking at this, let's go to the 1 hour. I'll show you the 1 hour real quick. So on the 1 hour chart, this is what we had been looking at since January 1st. So since the beginning of January, this is the end of the year, we had this downward channel. And if you're watching the streams beforehand, we were basically playing these and it was touching with almost pinpoint accuracy until right here on the 8th. On the 8th, it hit a new higher low, and this is what created a kind of this consolidation zone. I don't necessarily call it an upward channel, but definitely did create a consolidation zone. And the two rules of thumb that we were playing by here was either one, it was going to come down and meet this 600 moving average on the chart. It was going to come down here and meet this 600 moving average and then push back up and continue higher. But in both situations, if it broke through the 600 or went higher, there was this heavy support and resistance band. So on the first, as far as our top for this year, the 38,117, which correlated a lot with the ES and the NASDAQ, but I feel like we still have to retest this level sometime here in the first quarter. I feel like before this can move up or crash down, we need to retest this all-time high that we set here. And what was that? The January 2nd. So I'm still looking for some kind of push or touch or trend up until we at least touch this part. The second I guess level that we're looking for is now that we've got this retest and a push back down, we crossed over or under the 600 moving average. And this is an incredibly bearish signal, especially on the 1 hour chart. So right now, looking into a short bias from this point on is definitely what's on my brain. Trading on both sides is what we do, but because now we're below the 600 moving average on the 1 hour chart, it's definitely now looking at some bearish trends here, and it wants to continue down. So if we continue to get bad global news and our earnings aren't hitting, going into especially tech earnings, next week, I think, this can really push down. And so we have a couple of resistance points that we're teetering and playing around with today, which is why I say today is going to be critical. If we, on the Dow companies, if we cannot hold this 380, like this 37,380 area, this is basically our hard line resistance, which correlates all the way back here on December 23rd and all the way back here, which is on December 14th. So December 14th and December 20th were a couple of tests of this same level. Before that, the next level that we've got here is basically 3,700 on the Dow companies. And that is a pretty hard consolidation level right here. Honestly, in this level right here, 3730, correlates perfectly with this moving average. And that's why here, location number 3, you can see on the spot, this is where I think we're headed in the near term. So now that we broke past this 600 and we're moving down, I mean, what we wanted to do is see this. What we wanted was for this touch here on this marker number 1 to touch here, and then we can anticipate a heavy follow and move back up. But we didn't. We got a consolidation, and we ended up retesting somewhere over here, which tells me we're definitely going to be in a bearish trend, at least for the next week. If not, if earnings can't pull us back through and get some kind of crazy news, this is where we're going to be. So we're following this touch. We got a second touch of this resistance today, and if we don't catch some upward momentum, we're definitely headed back down here to this 3,700 level today. Otherwise, if we don't break past this, the chances of us consolidating in this area is still really high. And that's one of the things I was saying before, is because we're in an election cycle, we could just be stuck in this channel, right? We could just be stuck here between 380s and what is this, 8100. So we could be stuck in this channel basically all through summer, and that would suck. But we're gonna hopefully get some trading setups today. This is looking like it's starting to be a pretty good day. I'm gonna wait for this. I'll go back. We'll go back here to the 5 minute, 1 minute. Start looking for an entry. It's about to be 8 o'clock, so this is going to be a good time. If we're going to take an entry, we're going to see a resistance or a check off of this dynamic level. This dynamic level, whereas it's good, it doesn't. It's pretty soft. So you can see right here at, what is this, 450s, 456. It correlates over here on the 1 minute with this dynamic moving average here, which is actually, this is a 600. So we're crossing over the 600 on the 1 minute, which if I'm watching this, it's starting to kind of form a pretty good bullish crossover. Also, all of this, let me just say something to you. The way that this is all set up is not by patterns or by if you're trying to trade along with me, then you really have to get familiar with the behavior of who's trading against you, and that is big money and retail traders. So a lot of how this trading style is set up is to give me some relative ideas of what is happening in the minds of the rest of the market. So what I'm looking for are psychological barriers. One, heavy physical resistance. So hard line numbers, even solid numbers that are like historical levels that it's been at, and reacting or responding to how those traders are going to buy or sell based on when we get to those levels. So it's just like anybody that's using, support and resistance or supply and demand, except we're looking a little bit more into the momentum by using the spaghetti models that I have set up, which show or indicate where the momentum is, where the trend, where the force of the market is headed. And like I said earlier, force equals mass times acceleration. So F equals MA. Force equals mass times acceleration. So if we're applying that here and we're looking at that into the market and we're looking at human behavior, it's where is the mass? The mass is below a 600. On the 5 minute, we're below a 600 moving average, and on the 1 hour, we're below a 600 moving average. So in all three of those charts, we have confluence, which tells me that the mass of this market is below the trend. Okay, so now we're looking at, if we've got mass, where's the acceleration? And that's where we use our dynamic bands, right? So these dynamic spaghetti models that we have set up. This right here is how we actually entry and exit. So you've got crossovers that are happening, and you've got all these kind of I'm just gonna call them dynamic resistance and support, and as these splay out and you get a divergence, you're going to start to see momentum or acceleration in a particular direction. That is where we're wanting to catch the mass. So you've got the mass accelerating in a particular direction, then we can take a trade confidently knowing that it's going to continue in that direction. Stream is fried. Sorry, I'm 99% sure that my computer is crashed again. It's so frustrating. I'm just gonna have to go buy a new computer. All right. Nope. It's still working. I'm just going to kind of roll with this. We're just going to proceed with the day. If the stream crashes, sorry, I'll try and get a new computer so that we got more RAM memory to handle this. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and probably look for a trade setup here. It's 8 o'clock. We're definitely coming down. Make sure that we're on the right account. We're on the right account. So on the 5-minute, we've got a test. Correlates over here, and we've got this heavy break of structure that's happening on the 1-minute. So what I'm going to want to do is wait for a little bit of a pullback. I don't want to get caught, way out here and have it pull back and then have the drawdown basically stop me out. So what I want to do is just let this play out. I missed this heavy push into 8 o'clock. So I'm going to let this thing play out. Hopefully we get a pullback to one of these trend lines. We're going to get a little buy indicator here again, which on the 5-minute, since we have such a close sell indicator or a buy indicator here, this is going to look like probably a consolidation area. So it might not actually be a good setup for trading. So you got a buy, you're going to get a sell really close. This is within 30 minutes. So we're going to let this play out because this isn't really showing us that we have, an actual downtrend starting. Right now, this is looking a lot more like it's going to want to consolidate in this area. Let's see what NQ is doing. NQ, is the NASDAQ doing the same thing today? NASDAQ's coming up here. It's going to hit this trend off of... NASDAQ's going to touch 66, 20, 21, and then it's going to reject today if it doesn't already start free falling right now. We're going to retest. I imagine, NASDAQ's going to want to come up here sometime today and test this 920 area where the 600 moving average is, and then it's gonna make its move after it decides what it wants to do there. This is a pretty actually solid move here. Going into 8:30, we don't have any news today, do we? 8:30 news. Do we have any kind of? I haven't checked the calendar. I tried earlier, but it wouldn't. Yeah, so we have retail sales, so that's going to actually move the market pretty good. So we got retail sales at 8:30. We got a lot actually. Import exports, retail sales, and then a whole bunch of Fed speakers today at 9. Holy crap. All right, so yeah, we're going to get some big moves today all the way through Euro close. And then in the afternoon at 4:30 and 3 o'clock, we're going to get some more big moves during power hour. So I imagine we're going to get a pretty volatile market today with some pretty heavy volume that's going to come in here at 8:30. So that's probably why we're kind of dancing around the 600 right now on the 1 minute. Because everybody's going to be waiting until 8:30. So I'm maybe I don't want to trade until after 8:30 when those retail sales numbers comes out. China though, last night, like the overnight session, if let's see if I blow this up. So in the Chinese overnight session, it was pretty cool actually. This I caught this trade last night. So we came up here, retested, and I caught this move down here today or last night. And then got out here, it came back, and then kind of settled down for the rest of the evening. That was pretty fun. That was pretty fun to watch that happen. I think, where was I at? I wish I could put up the trading lines, but it's basically, it was either this pullback. This was what? That was 11 a.m. That was yesterday during market. It was this move right here, 8:30 p.m. This is where I took that trade. So it came down here, pushed, retested, and then I caught this move down here. And I only had one contract on it, and so it was a pretty sizable move. And that 8:30 into 9 p.m. you could see just what happened as the Chinese numbers and news came out. But here we are today, and which is also, so we're looking at a 5-minute. Look at the test over the last 2 days of this 600 test. It's rejecting. Probably come up a test, reject, and this has kind of been the trend over the last 3 days. is just being below this 600 moving average on a 5-minute chart and the 1 hour chart, and now the 1 minute chart. That's looking like a pretty good short opportunity. So I'm going to wait for that to set up a little bit clearer. Here's the curl for the weakness. I'm looking for it to come back up here, test one of these levels before I take my entry. I do not want to get caught in this no man's land sort of area. We're too far extended. I missed this move, but we now have a buy indicator on the 5-minute chart. So we're going to let this pull back and see if it creates some consolidation. If not, it's going to retest, and then we'll get our move, take our trade for the day, and be done. We're up $515 on the day, so that's pretty. Or on the account. So we're 2 days into this new Top Step account. We're $515. We're up. We haven't had any drawdown at this point in time. Tomorrow, when I can get the browser set up on the live stream, I'll show you the metrics, so we can go over that tomorrow. But essentially what I'm looking for right now is we're $140 currently today in profit. Maybe I'll post that somewhere here also on the stream so that everybody can see current session P&L, and also total P&L. I can maybe post that in this center area so that it's pretty clear as to what's going on. But we're $140 in profit. That is shown right here on this top stake account 5033. So for today we're 140, and then this 515 is our total balance in the Top Step account. It's a Top Step trading combine at this stage. So if you're just now joining this thing, we have a $150,000 combine. We are trading this as consistent as possible. This is looking like a good short, so I'm going to wait for this to play out, make sure it's not consolidating. So when you're looking at these bands, if you're looking at our spaghetti models, we're starting to come back up here into our support resistance where you've got a convergence. So right now this is looking like it's either going to want to consolidate, and then I'm going to wait that out and let a couple more of these buy sell indicators kind of pop up. If it decides to reject and come back down here, I'm probably going to try and take a short off of this and let it continue into 830 and get out. That's what I'm looking at. So the reason why I'm saying this is looking like a good short is because you have this crossover. It's a weak crossover. Now you're back under it on the 5-minute. And here is the trade. I'm just going to take one contract because I still don't quite trust it. And I'm going to take that. Right. I don't like this. The rejection's good. I don't like this weakness here in the near-term moving average. So this weakness in the near-term moving averages, it is letting me know that this has the possibility of still coming all the way back up here to the 600. So I'm going to wait it out for just a second. Oh man, has this been off the whole time? Has the has my audio been off this whole time? I can't hear it on my side. That sucks. All right, I'm gonna have to pause the chat. I cannot hear myself on this, and it's not letting me do anything. I'm gonna be on here in just a second.